It's been a while since we've done a nice beginner's project, so today I thought we would do something kind of simple, and that is a bottle opener. But this won't be your average bottle opener. I'm going to go with something a little larger and a little more contemporary. For our bottle opener day, I thought I would start with a piece of 1/4 inch thick material, so that's 6 mil thick, and this is 1 3/4 inches wide, or about 45 millimeters wide. Exact sizes don't matter, this just happens to be what I had in stock. It's in the mid-20s in the shop today, so I'm going to use the gas forge because that puts a little bit more heat into the room and makes it more comfortable to forge in here. So I'm going to set up a stock rest to hold this so that it's the same height as the anvil. And I've just got this big piece of iron on a chain, and that's enough to hold this down so it won't bounce off the anvil. And that chain allows you to go ahead and rotate that if you need to. Working around the hardy hole at a square pattern helps support this as much as possible. I'd like that to be big enough for this big drift, but still not big enough, so let me see if I can find something in between. And of course I don't have anything just right, so I'm going to draw it out some over the horn of the anvil. Just to make it a larger square. I've got this antique stump anvil that does have a narrow square horn on it. Let's see what that does for us. Doesn't mount in the vise very well, that's for sure. Let's see what happens if we put it in the swedge block. Since this is more of a collectible than a tool I use very often, I don't really have a perfect place to set it. One of these days I'll have to rectify that. That is certainly getting there. Getting really close. I knew I had some more square drifts somewhere. I found these in the shed across from the shop. I think that one may just be small enough to get started in here. And I think that'll just start there. So we have some sort of success. Now that one will fit. This is definitely going to take some filing and cleaning up. That's about what I'm going for. I need to compare that to a bottle cap before we go any further. Now naturally this is just a little bit off and it's a little bit crooked, but that's okay because it needs to be a little bit wider. I wanted to make sure it fits over a bottle top, and it is not wide enough to do that yet. And because it's a little off center, I can push quite a bit of it this way. And I'll probably clean some of this up on the grinder just because it'll be fast and easy. Clean the inside up with a file. But first I want to cut it off, and I'm going to cut it off somewhere back in here. You'll notice my anvil is at a pretty convenient height to use as a work rest while this is in the forge. That is somewhat intentional. I'm going to cut the corners off here a little bit just for style. Are you back there? There you are. In the long run, this is going to be a very simple bottle opener. It's going to be big and chunky, very contemporary looking, but it's not going to be very fancy. So that gives us some nice beveled corners and a nice bevel on the cut. We'll have to file or grind in matching bevels everywhere else. I took a few minutes and I went ahead and ground the profile of this, got this all nice and clean, started to grind the bevels in. I'll finish it up with a file. But now I need to clean up the inside of this and make it nice and straight. This is one I really want to be fairly precise as far as straight lines and square corners go. I also want to make these sides the same thickness, so this one still needs to come down a little bit more. So just a little bit more there. Also want to make sure that it's not going to get too big for the bottle top, and it's still okay. That's pretty much what I want for those three edges, but I need something that's going to grab the bottle top, and that isn't going to do it the way it is. But instead of the usual little tab that I push out on a bottle opener, I'm going to just file a nice crisp bevel that comes kind of to a sharp edge there, and I think that will do the trick. The filing vise should be the ideal tool for this. That just almost works. I think it needs to be a little wider through here. Just a little trial and error since I haven't made one this style before. This is an idea that came from Janet. She thought this would be an interesting style. This is pretty good exercise. I'm starting to warm up again. I think it'll work in either direction. So now I just want to clean up the edges. Go to a nice big flat file. This thing will really get the job done in a hurry. Then let's go back to the filing vise and clean up the bevels around here. I'm filing along the length of this, and that keeps all my scratch pattern going long ways, and I think that looks better in the long run. And with that, I think I'm going to go do a little bit of wire brushing on it and try and clean this up. This is one I'm not going to finish as a black finish. I'm going to leave it a little bit shiny, especially the filed bevels. So design-wise, this is very simple, and sometimes simple is more elegant and really catches the eye more than overly done details. I certainly could have chiseled some decorations in here or done some decorative stamping, decorative file work, all sorts of things you could do with this. You could change the profile back here, draw that out long and skinny, scroll it up, do a lot of different things. But for this, I think that distracts from it a little bit. I think the simplicity is really what we were going for here and really what the design for this was all about. So very basic, very straightforward, nothing overly fancy. But of course, the real question is, does it work? Quite nicely. Cheers. Personally, I never have any beer or other alcohol in the shop until I am through working for the day. So I'm done for the day. After this, it's time to go inside. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button down there. Feel free to stick around, watch a few of the other videos. Of course, share the videos with your friends. If you would like to see ad-free versions of the videos, check out my Patreon page. There's a link down in the video description how to get there. And I'm sharing ad-free versions, usually a day or two earlier than they actually post here on YouTube. But for the most part, they're still the same video. In the meantime, I hope you have time in your day to get out to your shop, make something, stay safe, wear your safety glasses. We'll see you for the next one.